for $90. But getting that little bit of green cardamom requires a lot of work. Harvesters need to collect 6 kilograms of these small raw pods by hand to produce just 1 kilogram of the spice. So why is it so hard to grow green cardamom? And is that what makes it so expensive? Known as the queen of spices, cardamom comes from small oval-shaped fruits called pods, which contain several black seeds inside. Those seeds are what give green cardamom its uniquely citrusy, sweet flavor and aroma. The green cardamom plant grows in select regions around the world, but it especially thrives in India's Idukki district, where Raja's family has grown the spice for 30 years. After cardamom is planted, farmers must wait 3 years for the plants to mature. When that waiting period is finally over, workers have most of the year, from July to next February, to harvest. While that's a long harvesting period, not all of the pods can be harvested at the same time. And knowing precisely when to harvest is a job for highly skilled workers.
அந்த நம்ம தோட்டத்தை பார்த்துக்கிட்டே இருந்து பழுக்கிற சமயம் பார்த்து எடுத்துடணும். எடுக்காமல் விட்டாலும் வேஸ்ட் ஆகிரும். முன்னாடி எடுத்தாலும் பிஞ்சாகி அது மார்க்கெட்டில் விலை போகாது, அது வாடகை வராது. அது எல்லாமே அது பறிக்க முடியாது. அந்த பழம் பறிக்க தெரிஞ்ச பெண்கள் அதை தொட்ட உடனே அப்படி முன்னாடி 5 காய் இருக்கும். 5 காயில் 2 காய் எடுத்துருவாங்க. ஒன்று பழம் கருங்காய், தொட்ட உடனே வந்தோடனே பழம். ரெண்டாவது கொஞ்சம் கஷ்டமாக வந்தால் கருங்காய்.
To do the job right, harvesters train for 6 months alongside experienced farmers. This is when they learn to decipher a ripe fruit that can be picked versus a raw pod that is not yet ready to harvest.
அந்த காய் எடுத்தோன்னே இப்போ பழம்னு அது பழுத்து தெரியாது.
In the end, the plant doesn't yield much. Farmers harvest a maximum of 10 pods on average from each plant. That number of pods produces only about 1.5 teaspoons of ground cardamom. But harvesting is just the beginning. Only after the pods are dried will they look like the green cardamom sold in stores. You can buy cardamom pods, just the black seeds, or ground cardamom, which are the seeds in powdered form. All of the pods head to a separate location to dry for about 18 hours, within a day or so after harvesting. Any delay will cause the pods to decay and lose flavor. Drying also preserves the spice's green color, a factor that directly impacts how valuable a pod will be and what it will be used for. From here, the pods are cleaned and sorted. Workers use their hands to push and separate the smaller, lower quality pods through the holes. Each pod is then graded based on its size, weight, and color. Highly valued pods are bigger, greener, and full of seeds. Out of all the cardamom Raja harvests, the majority won't be worth very much. In fact, only a sixth will qualify as good quality, marketable cardamom.
இந்த ஏலக்காய் ஃபஸ்ட் குவாலிட்டி 8 வருவட்டுன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. 8 mm. இது எக்ஸோ குவாலிட்டி நல்லா இருக்கும். பார்க்குறதுக்கு இது விதைகள் அதிகமாக இருக்கும். இது 1600 ரூபா இன்னைக்கு காஸ்ட்.
Some exported whole grain cardamom pods from other producers can be even costlier, retailing for over 4 times the price at $90 per kilogram. The company's lowest grade costs 900 Indian rupees, or about $12 per kilogram, and can be sold as ground cardamom. Pods with any sign of discoloration or rot aren't marketable and will therefore be rejected.
இது பேர் வாவிடுதல்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. இது அதிகமாக விளைஞ்சி வெடிச்சதுனால இது இந்த மாதிரி ரிசெக்ஷன் ஆகுது. இது அழுக்கல் ஏலக்காய் அழுகி போச்சு, செடியிலே அழுகி போனதுனால இந்த மாதிரி ஏலக்காய் ஒன்று இருக்காது, உள்ள ஒன்று இருக்காது.
But this whole process could be totally disrupted by changes in weather. If there's too much rain, the pods will rot. If there's not enough, they'll burn out from the sun. More recently, the world's climate crisis and unpredictable weather in India's Idukki district specifically have hurt supplies of green cardamom. The district makes up at least a sixth of global production and roughly 3/4 of India's green cardamom production. But its supply took a hit in recent years, as harsh weather and rains ruined farmers' crops. This drove up the prices of cardamom in 2019, but didn't necessarily benefit small farmers. In order to make a huge profit, farmers need a large inventory. And when cardamom is sold in small amounts by small farmers, most of the payment is used to cover the cost of production only. Raja spends about 15,000 Indian rupees, or about $200 per acre, just on fertilizer. That's between 10 and 15% of the total profits he'll make off that acre. And those profits often don't cover the total Raja must spend on production.
பெரும்பாலும் நஷ்டம் நஷ்டம் உண்டாகும். புயல் மழை அடித்து காற்றடிக்கும் போது மரம்லாம் விழுந்து செடியெல்லாம் விழுந்து நஷ்டம் வரும்போது நம்மளுக்கு கையிலேருந்து பணம் செலவழிச்சதை அந்த செடியை மறுபடியும் நம்ம ரீப்ளான்